Hey VC, it's Ron. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, well, I got a pile today, and no huge mega finds, but pretty cool pile. Actually, I only had a few albums for the weekend to show, and I went to 2 different stores, and luckily they had quite a bit that I wanted, so I walked out with some good stuff. So first thing I want to show is I finally got the Neil Young Hitchhiker album, the previously unreleased 1976 album. And I've not had a chance to get into this one yet. I was kind of disappointed upon first opening it because there's no history of the album, there's no track information or anything like that. It includes a poster that has the lyrics to all the songs, but I just can't understand why there's no track information. Just, they really dropped the ball on that. But somebody told me if you go online, they have this history of the recordings online. So here's the songs. You may have this already. And some of these songs I'm not familiar with, so a lot of them did get released later on other stuff, but should be a cool one to get into. Okay, then I upgraded my Cramps Psychedelic Jungle. I had a pretty nice cover, but the vinyl was kind of a scuffy VG+. So I came across a copy last night that had a lot better condition vinyl, but the cover was pretty rough. So I upgraded that, and I've got it in a cool inner sleeve from Dusty's Records. Definitely something that the Cramps would endorse, I believe. And if anybody knows any history of Dusty's Records, clue me in on it, where they were located or whatever. And I didn't, on the other copy, I didn't have the orange inner sleeve, so I got the orange inner sleeve. And I did not have the merchandise order sheet, so I got that too. So very cool. Yeah, pretty nice vinyl. It's got a little scuffing on it around the edges, but a lot better than what I did have. Okay. Then I picked up a pretty nice copy of the Strangelove's I Want Candy. And this is a pretty hard album to find. Pretty nice cover. I mean, it's hardly nowhere. Look at that. Gorgeous. And of course, this is a mono copy. They're all mono. And a lot of them had this sticker stuck on the cover. From what I found out, that wasn't something that was on the shrink, and somebody peeled it and put it on the cover. That was done at the factory. And I noticed, if you look through the slick right here, you can see at the top of the slick it says stereo. So at one time they had planned on putting this album out in stereo, and I think it's because it didn't sell very well. They pulled the plug on that. But I used to have a really beat copy of this back in the 80s that I got in a thrift store, so this is a pretty nice copy. So yeah, pretty cool. And I was doing some reading about this band, and I found out this is, I think his name was Don Feldman. And that's Corey Feldman's father, the child actor Corey Feldman. That's his old man. That's crazy. I even found a picture of him, you know, online. When I was doing my search. So that is Corey Feldman's father. So pretty cool. Alright, then I picked up the first album by Merryweather. This is a 1969 heavy prog psych album, and this is notable for featuring Neil Merryweather, who would go on to produce solo albums. So this is very cool. It's on Capitol Records in excellent condition, and it's on the Black Rainbow label, which kind of surprised me. So maybe this come out in early '69, because I know in sometime in '69 they switched to the green label, which may have been more towards the end of the year. So yeah, this is just really good, experimental, and it's got some different styles, heavy and soft, so quite cool. Okay, this next one is What's on the Turntable, and it's a reissue of the album Tractor. And these guys were a British band, and this came out in 1972. This is their second album. And they're originally known as under the name The Way We Are. And that sounds more like an album title than a band title, but that came out in '71. The DJ, John Peel, found out about this band, and he was very much involved with them. In fact, he convinced them to change their name to Tractor. So plus he did some financial backing of the band. So yeah, this is just really cool stuff, and it's been reissued throughout the years. And I got it was originally on the Dandelion label, and I got number 26 of 165. Now the 165 refers to the color, which is, it says yellow on the cover, but it's more like a pale lime green, almost a day glow color. 180 gram vinyl, and sounds great. You know, I've heard people on the VC and out in the record stores not colored vinyl saying, it doesn't sound as good as black. Well, let me tell you, this is an exception, because this sounds superb. So yeah, really good pressing. And so I think there's another color, it's red, and that was 500 copies. But like I say, it's been reissued several times over the years. Okay, this next one is one I've been looking for quite some time. I got the first Grassroots album, but I've been looking for the second one, and I'd seen it in the stores, but it was always torn apart, you know. So I finally got a pretty decent copy in the shrink stereo. This is from 1967, and it's got the great title track, the big hit, Let's Live for Today. This is a lot better than what I was expecting, and it still maintains that folk rock element that the first album has, only I think this is a lot better album, and it is a totally different band. And it closes with a real cool fuzz rocker, House of Stone, the end of side 2. But man, there is some good cuts on this, so yeah, good one to check out if you don't have this. It's on the Dunhill label, 1967. And then this is another one that I've been looking for, and man, I couldn't believe I picked this up for $8. And it's the first Raspberries album, 1972. Still in the original shrink wrap with the Raspberries scratch and sniff sticker. So you scratch it and smell it, and it smells like raspberries. Here, have a smell. Smells good, don't it? So yeah, 45 years and you can still smell it. And it's on the green Capitol label. I listened to side 1 of this last night. I've not heard the whole thing yet. And I love the title track, the big hit, Go All the Way. That's really good. And the rest of it sounded a lot like Paul McCartney. So, I mean, a lot like, you know, just the style in the presentation of the music, very much like Paul McCartney. Okay, this one I picked up in, I wasn't sure about it, but I grabbed it, and it's Orange Colored Sky on Uni. And despite the psychedelic cover, this is not really a psychedelic album. It's more like mainstream pop, and but I've listened to it a few times, and I rather enjoy side one. It's definitely nothing essential. In fact, I could probably get rid of it, no problem at all. But like I said, I've listened to it a few times, and I kind of enjoy it. It's good for late night listening. Pretty cool. Okay, then I picked up an original copy of the Flaming Groovys Now on Sire label. And pretty nice cover for being black. It is a cutout. And I've not listened to this one yet. It came out in 1978, and it's got some cover versions. As you know, the Groovies were known for doing cover versions. There's some Birds covers on there. I don't know what's up with this sticker. Maybe they changed the lineup of the album, or I don't know what it is, but that's probably what happened. Maybe they got the wrong song order on there, so they put a sticker over it with the correct running order. Okay, this next one, got a couple more here. This next one is The Seeds, Falling Off the Edge. And this is a 1977 Rarities compilation. Stuff from 45s and previously unreleased stuff. And it's on the original red GMP Crescendo label. And you can tell this is the original one by the pressing ring on the label. It's got the, you know, the fine grooved pressing ring on like late 80s red label pressings. It has more of a, it's not so defined, it's just more of a bump. So yeah, this is real clean too. So I was really happy to get this. I did have an orange label reissue that came out probably in the mid 80s. I think that's when I bought it. So yeah, beautiful. Okay, this next one I got last night, and I've been looking for one of these for a long time. I do have a really nice original UK pressing of this album, but I wanted a US copy to go with it. And to find a nice cover of this album is, unless you go online and really dig in and do some searching, finding it in the wild is next to impossible. They're always beat up. And it's Goodbye Cream. And I got it in the original shrink wrap, which is cool, because this is a gatefold cover. So, you know, people always took the shrink off of this pretty much. And at one time there was a sticker right here. You can see the indentation on the shrink where the sticker fell off. So the glue just dried out and the sticker fell off. It was a hype sticker promoting the poster that this album came with. And I showed it once before on my channel, but I'll go ahead and show it again in case you missed that video and never seen it before. But the only thing on this album is the vinyl is pretty rough. But these albums are all over the place, so I don't think I'm going to have too big of a problem replacing the vinyl. Okay, that's the last of the albums that I have to show, and I actually do have some 45s, but I'm not really going to get into that today. But I will show one that I picked up because I told Deadwax66 about it, and I don't want to, you know, leave him hanging on this one. And it's the very first 45 by this band, the Blue Things. And it came out in early 1965, and from what I read, it was recorded December of '64. And it's a cover version of Ronnie Hawkins' Mary Lou, and it's a very cool garagey folk rock version of it, with a guitar break with a scream, and yeah, really cool. And the flip side's got an original by the band called Your Turn to Cry, which is an upbeat mover, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, when I found this in the store, and I wasn't sure if it was a local pressing or not, but after I looked at it closer, I found out that it's a Monarch pressing, so it was pressed in LA, so obviously not a local pressing. This label, after this record came out, this label would relocate to Texas, and I believe they pressed their records out of Texas. The Irish band Them had a 45 on Rough Records. And there was a couple of other garage bands that put out a record on this label, as well as the second Blue Things 45 that came out on this record label too. So this was a nice addition to my collection. So I'm really happy to get that. It's about a VG plus. Okay, that does it for the video, and yeah, do check into that Tractor album. Pretty awesome album. And so that's gonna do it for this video. Have a good week, and catch you guys next time. Bye.